my dear. Can't pretend that I was perfect, leaving you in fear. Oh man, what a world, the things I hear. If I could act on my revenge, no.
Hey y'all, what's poppin'? So I'm gonna be doing a piercing Q&A video for my tongue. If you guys can hear noises upstairs, I'm very sorry. That is my family. I have to film this video right now just due to the fact that I'm going to my man's house and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film videos there or not. So I have my big huge book of YouTube for YouTube. I have 4 pages. So I'm gonna start with, a lot of y'all ask, like a lot of people that I know ask for the price that I did. So the piercing shop that I go to, they do piercings 2 for $25 or 1 for like $40. So I got mine 2 for $25 because my sister also got a piercing at the same time, so it was 2 for $25. I go to this piercer for all of my piercings. She's done every single one of my piercings, but my ears, all of my facial piercings she has done because I trust her the most. If you guys are in the Oshawa, Whippy, Ajax area, make sure to go to Luck of the Draw because that is my piercer. Her name is Jess. She is the fucking bomb.com. She really knows what she's doing. But like if you guys don't live in this area, just look up the best places for, like, look up the places and read the reviews and go to the place with the best reviews who really know what they're talking about. So what to look for. So when you are going to a piercer, just look for their portfolio, make sure that they know what they're doing, ask them a lot of questions, and make sure you ask them a lot of questions. And when you are going to go get your tongue pierced, ask them if they can pierce it a little bit farther back in your mouth, just so then it doesn't erode your teeth or your gums. So mine on the bottom is farther back than the one on my top, so it goes like this. So she did it downwards, so she did it like this, like on this angle, so then I wouldn't have to worry about it rubbing on my gums. Okay, so pain level 1 to 10, getting it done, nothing. Didn't fucking feel a thing. If anything, it was a 1, you just felt pressure, that was it, went through like butter. Didn't hurt at all. But healing was a 10. With my body heals stuff very quickly, so my swelling and stuff was gone in 3 days. The first 3 days, everyone will tell you, are the worst 3 days of your freaking life. You're gonna feel like you're dying. You can't eat, you can't drink, you can't sleep, you can't take pain medication or any medications for swelling unless it's like dissolvable. But like, oh my god, I couldn't eat, drink, swallow anything. I tried to eat pudding, worst mistake of my life. I couldn't do it. So just like make sure you know the best. Kids. So for healing, so like I said, the first 3 days for me were the worst days, but after that it was amazing. So for the first 2 weeks, my dog's coughing. So for the first 2 weeks of a piercing, you have to make sure that you clean it thoroughly. For tongue piercings, you have to mouthwash your mouth in the morning and at night, but swish it with water after every time you eat and after every time you drink anything that is not water. So for me, by the 4th day of my piercing, I was perfectly fine. I was Gucci, I was good, I was lit, I was loving life, I was eating, I was drinking, I was doing everything that I was doing before. Just felt weird because I had a foreign object in my mouth still and my mouth was not used to it. It's been a year or 2 years. I think it's been a year since I got it done. Don't mind my tongue, I just had some juice, so it's kind of yellow. My bad, I'm sorry. I actually have to go brush my teeth. What to know before. When you are preparing to go and get a piercing, make sure you save up enough money to go get it done. Make sure you get mouthwash with non-alcoholic mouthwash, but still antibacterial, so then it gets all that good stuff. And make sure that cleaning your tongue, you're just ready to clean it as soon as you're done eating, as soon as you're done drinking something that isn't water, and just swish it with normal what is it called? Saline solution. Like a normal saline solution, you can buy it from like your local drugstore, and they will have you all nice and lit. So pros and cons. So pros, it looks good. You can't feel it at all. Like once it's healed, you literally cannot feel it whatsoever. Like your mouth is so used to it, it just feels like nothing. Like you can feel it obviously like when you're playing with it, like you can feel it when you're doing that because like you can feel the bar moving, but like everything else you can't feel it just sitting in your mouth. Cons, it can chip teeth if you do not have the right jewelry in. People judge you for having it. I've noticed that lately because like since I do have it pierced and I've had it pierced for you, people always ask me, but like, oh, does your boyfriend like that piercing? And I always have to be like no, I got it for myself. Do's and don'ts. So do choose a professional. Get recommendations for the shop. Do not go to just like a random ass shop. Make sure you do your research and know if they're a good shop or not. Know the procedures. Know how they do it. Watch videos. Know the right way to do it. If a piercer is not setting up properly, do not go there. Be prepared. Just mentally prepare yourself for a needle going through your skin, especially your tongue. Get rid of all germs. Make sure before you go there you brush your teeth and mouthwash your mouth. They'll also give you a special type of mouthwash that numbs your tongue, but just make sure you clean your tongue before you go. Ask lots and lots of questions. Please do not ask questions. Always ask questions. If someone gets mad at you for asking questions, do not go to them. Their job is to answer your questions because they're putting a needle through your body and you have to live with it. They do not have to live with it. So you best believe, ask questions. And if they get pissed off, leave. If you already paid, get your money back, leave. Do not go to someone that gets mad at you for asking questions or for you asking to see their portfolio of piercings that they've done before. Make sure you ask questions. Relax and make sure to do what the piercer says. If the piercer asks you what you like better, if you like to sit up or if you like to lie down, make sure you tell them. If you cannot get blood work done sitting up, tell them that you can't do that and they will make sure to make it so then you can lie down. But always remember to relax. Like breathe and just relax and just let it happen. You're getting a super sexy new piercing. That sounds weird, but like to reduce pain, like as soon as you leave the tattoo shop, go somewhere, either get a freezy, get ice, chew on the ice, suck on the ice, do whatever you can just to help swelling the first day. And the day that you go get it, make sure you eat a lot of food because you cannot eat for the rest of your life. No, I'm just kidding. You probably won't be able to eat for like the next 2 weeks. So just make sure you pig out the day before. Keep mouth clean. Do keep your mouth clean all the time. Rinse frequently, not with mouthwash, but just make sure you rinse just in general. Wash your hands often. Every time you're going to go touch your mouth or show someone, make sure you wash your hands. Watch for infections, especially since it is in your mouth and it's very close to your brain. If you were to get an infection in your tongue, it can cause a lot more damage than just like a normal lip piercing or like a belly button piercing getting infected can. Go to a follow-up. Make sure you go to your piercer who did your tongue ring or any piercing and just make sure you go to them and you ask them to either change your jewelry for the very first time. Make sure you go there and you just do a follow-up to make sure everything's okay that you've been doing. So now I'm going to be doing don'ts. What not to do with a tongue piercing or any type of piercing. Don't DIY it. Do not DIY any piercing ever. If you don't have the money, save up. Do not do a DIY piercing at all. Do not get low quality jewelry. Just because you think that you go somewhere and other people can wear it doesn't mean you necessarily can. I do not like to buy like jewelry from like Ardene's or like Spencer's or Hot Topic. I like to actually go to like jewelry stores and get like special piercings and stuff. do not go to an unhygienic shop. If you go into that shop, okay, if you walk into that shop and there's like garbage on the ground, or you go into the back and you see like a needle from like the last piercing out, fucking run. Run as fast as you can. Grab your friend, grab your mama, grab your daddy, grab your brother. Leave. Do not let anything in there touch you. Leave and go to the next shop. Get a barbell. Do not get a short barbell, because when you, okay, so my piercer did this. My piercer did this just because I have a smaller tongue. She didn't know that it was going to swell up as much as it did. So I did go back and get like a longer barbell, but with the healing, if you do not have the proper sized barbell, the long one, like it looks like an industrial bar, but like a bit shorter, run. You need it. Since my barbell was so short, I have that indent. That's not my fault. That is my piercer's fault, because she gave me too short of a barbell, and my tongue swelled so much that it started almost eating the ball. So keep a lookout for that. Do not take aspirin. Aspirin is a blood thinner, and it can cause you to bleed even more if you bled with your tongue piercing. I didn't, but I know some people do bleed with a tongue piercing just because you are piercing. Like, just like if you bleed, if you bite your tongue too hard, you bleed. Like, your tongue will bleed. People say like, oh, if your tongue bleeds, it did it wrong. Not a true fact. If you want to take aspirin for the pain, please just go and take Tylenol or Advil, due to the fact that they are not blood thinners, and they can also help with swelling and everything too. Do not smoke or drink. Smoking and drinking is the worst thing that you can do with any freshly open wound that is an oral piercing. If you got your cheeks done, your lips done, your smiley done, anything done, do not smoke or drink alcohol, because that can cause an infection. Do not ignore aftercare. Aftercare is your best friend after any piercing. Make sure you follow the aftercare that your piercer gives you. Do not forget to watch for infection. Please do not forget to watch for infection. If you get an infection in any type of piercing, please make sure you go to either your piercer to get really good quality cleaning supplies for your piercing, or go to the hospital and they can help you out there too. Do not kiss people with a tongue piercing or any oral piercing, due to the fact that their germs are not your germs, and only your germs are supposed to be around your freshly open oral piercing. Do not play with your new piercing. Do not play with your new piercing. Do not play with your new piercing. It can cause it to swell up even more than it already has, due to the fact that you're moving it back and forth, up and down, side to side, anything. Do not play with it. I know it's a new object and your mouth is going to want to automatically do something with it. Do not play with a piercing. Alright. Don't drink acidic drinks. Orange juice, lemonade, I don't know what else, but anything that's acidic. Oh, tomato juice. Do not drink or eat anything that is acidic. It is not good for your piercing. Do not just like think that you can come home right after a tongue piercing or lip piercing, just fucking chow down an orange. Don't do it. It hurts. Who can get a tongue piercing? People with certain health conditions such as heart disease, autoimmune disease, and diabetes need to make sure from a doctor beforehand if they can get it, just because you do not want your tongue piercing or any type of piercing to cause an issue. What's that page? Oh yeah, alright, never mind, sorry. Did I do that? Yes, I did. Alright, sorry, I just had to make sure I was on the right page. People with small tongues usually cannot get a piercing. I got one because mine isn't like super small. People who are tongue-tied can still get a piercing, but you have to make sure that the piercer is comfortable with piercing your type of tongue. People with veins in the middle of your tongue cannot get a tongue piercing, just because veins are important, and if someone was to put a needle through the vein, you could potentially die. If you do have a piercer that can pierce diagonally and miss your vein, go ahead, get your fucking tongue pierced, bitch. Live your sexy ass fancy life. Normally people 14 to 16 cannot actually get a tongue piercing. Some piercers will turn you away until you are 17 and or 18 years old due to the fact that your tongue actually is not fully developed until you are 18 years old. Isn't that fucking nuts? I think that's fucking nuts. Oh, and it's like also like too thin until you're that age. It's weird. It's a weird situation, but it's really good. Information to have. Make sure you get someone licensed to pierce. Make sure the person that you are going to is licensed. If they are not licensed, run. Make sure you can ask them. You can literally go into a piercing shop and be like, can I see your piercing license? They have to have it hanging on a wall or like somewhere in the shop where people can see it, because if a health department was to come in there and they were to see that the piercer that this shop has does not have a license, they will get shut down. Make sure the piercer who is doing your piercing keeps their hands clean. Make sure that they wash their hands, hand sanitize their hands, put sterile gloves on. Make sure you see them take them out of that sterile ass box. Make sure you watch them take out a sterile needle and put it onto the little desk thingy that they use. Make sure that it's plastic wrapped. Make sure that it is covered. Make sure you have a sterile environment. People in the shop, make sure they are vaccinated against hepatitis B, just because you don't want to contract it. Make sure they do not use a piercing gun for any type of fucking piercing that you're getting. Never use a piercing gun. Never use a piercing gun. Make sure all needles are brand new. Make sure all tools that they use come out of a sterile package, because you do not want to use someone else's shit, because that is disgusting. Make sure to let any of your piercers know that if you are on blood thinners or if you are on any medications that thin your blood, make sure to let your piercer know. For the sake of your piercer, make sure you're not sick. If you go into a piercing shop and you have a little cough, make sure you let your piercer know before you fucking get your piercer done. Aftercare tips. Rinse tongue after every meal or drink that is not water, but do not clean it every time. Just rinse it with water. Make sure you get it good. Saline solution. Make sure you get it good. And then before bed or in the morning, you rinse with mouthwash and brush your teeth. Use antibacterial alcohol-free mouthwash, and make sure it says antibacterial mouthwash, because let me tell y'all, if y'all get a kid's one, it's not very antibacterial, because children's body cannot handle what we can. I looked up all these information online, so if you are like starving, like your tummy will not stop grumbling, try to consume small bites of advised foods from your piercer and that fit your diet, and that aren't spicy, salty, and or acidic. And if it is any of those things, it can cause irritation to your piercing, therefore it will hurt. When healing, no oral fun. You get what I mean? No hot drinks like coffee, tea, hot chocolate, just because anything hot can irritate your piercing, and you do not want an irritated piercing, because when a piercer fucking yells at you, it fucking yells at you. Let me tell you. Oh, excuse me, sorry. That was disgusting. My bad. You are advised not to take aspirin due to the fact that it thins your blood. Stick to Tylenol and Advil, and that's it for swelling and pain. Clean once a day to max with tongue piercings. Just because if you over clean it, that can cause infection because it's not getting the healthy bacteria. I know, I learned a new thing too. Okay, thank you guys for watching. That's everything that you need to know. Q&A of my tongue piercing for questions that everybody had asked me in the past, present, future. I don't care. Leave comments down below if you guys want to know about any other Q&A about like any other piercing that I have, except for my ears. As a baby, when I got my ears pierced, so I don't really fucking know. But like lip ring, nose ring, septum ring. Let me know if you want to know any information about that. I love you guys, and I will make sure to see you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 o'clock Eastern time and 1 o'clock Pacific. Love y'all. Bye.
I wrote a little song for you. It go like do, re, mi, fa, sol.